Hi, I'm Timo Choi. We're here at Global Sources Mobile Electronics Fair that runs until April 21st. I'm joined here with Fred Chak from Blocks, the maker of the Modular smartwatch. Now, I think the last time we talked was about 6 months ago,
Yes.
and apparently a lot of exciting things have happened in the last half year. Can you fill us in?
Great. So we have been working really hard to deliver the product, and we are very excited to announce we have get past our EVT stage, which means there's an electronic board with a touch panel, with AMOLED screen, and we successfully refreshed our software on it, and it works, the touch panel works. So we know in terms of electronics and the software, it all working fine. And another great news is last week we received our DVT, which is the design validation test. And it means on top of the electronics, we have all the metal case, the modules all assembled, and it's going through certificate testing. So we know it's endurance, we know it's waterproof, we know that everything works, and all the connectors, modules, plug in, and all like as they should.
Sure.
So that is great news for us. So our roadmap, we are looking at a second DVT test in June. Once we get past that, we should get all the FCC, CE certificates, and then we will do a final PVT test, production validation test in August. Then we'll be ready for mass production in September.
Okay, wow, that's incredible. So basically, it's been a journey of a little bit more than a year, I think, or
Yes.
from year and a half, from prototyping the first concepts of your modular smartwatch, and you're going to be launching in September this year.
We have come up with the idea about 2 years ago,
Sure.
and then we have a concept, we make a video, get picked up by TechCrunch, Wide, everyone, and then won Intel Make a Wearable Award. And at that point, because we have some validation and some cash money from Intel,
Yeah.
so that's why we decided to start our company.
Right.
And we move on to Qualcomm, and that's where we start.
And you also
1.5
started with the
years ago.
Kickstarter.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us about your experience since the Kickstarter? I mean, I think that Blocks is kind of a model of the modern startup. I mean, you're from the UK, you're from Taiwan, but you've chosen to do your operations in Hong Kong and Shenzhen. So maybe you could tell our viewers a little bit about the experience you had. You got to Hong Kong, you're here to take advantage of the Pro River Delta ecosystem. But did you run into any sort of difficulties in terms of prototyping or financing after the Kickstarter?
Yes. So we have a really good result from Kickstarter with 1.6 million from the campaign, and afterwards we have been focusing on manufacturing, and we realized as a UK-based company, it's quite difficult due to the time zone and distance to work remotely with our ODM. So that's why we decided to move a big part of our team to Taiwan, because our ODM compound, which is a really big ODM company, they deliver amazing products, but still the distance is a barrier. So we move all our engineering staff to Taiwan, set up an office there. We also set up an office in US to help us raise money, and we also set up an office in Hong Kong, just because Hong Kong is one of the best places to do business, and they have really good relationship with Taiwan. So we reckon that's a good corporate structure to have a company in Hong Kong too. So since then, we have been building up our office in Taiwan, growing it from 4 people to around 8 people at the moment. And we also hire 4 people in Hong Kong. They're all engineers, and we realize Hong Kong have amazing engineering resources, amazing engineering talent. So we have about more than a dozen people, Hong Kong and Taiwan combined. So in terms of engineering, there are lots of challenge, but with Compound's help, we managed to solve all of them, and we have been looking at quite a smooth DVT run at the moment.
Great.
And in terms of fundraising, we didn't start our post Kickstarter round until about a couple of weeks ago. So we raised around 1.5 million before Kickstarter, another 1.6 million on Kickstarter, and we are hoping to raise around 2 million in this round. So only after 2 weeks, we already raised 500K, which is quite nice. So we probably will finish the rest of the round in a month or two time, and then we'll close it. So that will allow us to create a more stock for our online orders. We're doing quite well in terms of distribution, and our distributor are funding our retail stock, but we want to do a lot of online sales, and to fund our own online sales, we need to put together like a little bit of funding to give to the manufacturer to shrink them out.
Oh, that's incredible. You mentioned a series of difficulties, things like financing, prototyping, having to go back and forth with the manufacturer. Are these problems common in the industry?
Yes, it's really common. We consider ourselves quite lucky. Our production is relatively smooth, but it's normal. If you successfully raise some money on Kickstarter, I bet 9 out of 10 times your Kickstarter funding will not be enough for you to get through your NRE, R&D stage, do all the prototyping, do proper tooling, and then pay for the certificate, and then pay for the final manufacturing, and even you manage to cover all those, that will only cover your Kickstarter volume. How about growing the company, actually having some volume to pay to give to retailers or
the sales and marketing and the know-how
and marketing.
Have you guys gotten any help with that?
So we are working with a lot of friends and companies and organizations. Global Source is one of them. They're helping us to reach distributors in the trade shows. We are also working with, for example, Hardware Club, Fred Chak, Garage Plus. These are really good incubators, accelerators, and they always come to us with potential investor, give us the know-how on manufacturing, hardware, and software. So we have been getting a lot of help from Invest Hong Kong too. So getting to know the environment and startup scene in Hong Kong. So you can never do it alone. You every startup from the concept stage to delivering a product to the scale and grow the company, you always need to work with a lot of help, a lot of people, and we're lucky. So the more hard work you put into your startup in the early stage and prove to people you could be a successful company, successful product, the more help you get during Kickstarter, after Kickstarter, and during the whole process. So because people appreciate hard work, no one wants to work with a company that have not done their own homework, done all the validation they can before they go to investor, manufacturer, or any of these organizations. So my advice would be really do all the hard work, making sure you understand what you're doing, and then you can get the rest from the people out there.
Sure, but having a supportive ecosystem also helps.
Absolutely.
And Hong Kong is not too shabby for that?
Yeah, Hong Kong is, I see Hong Kong's startup scene is getting more and more vibrant. Obviously, it's at the very beginning stage, but I can see support from the government, support from a lot of big corporations and organizations, and I can see a lot of global cooperations between Hong Kong and other countries. So that is important. Because nowadays you cannot have a successful startup doing a local business. If you are targeting a local business, they are only that big, they're limited.
Sure.
And startup need to grow really quick, and we need to have a huge market.
Yeah. I think the key word here is scalability.
Scalability,
right.
Essential. And Hong Kong is one of the great place to scale.
Sure.
You got a really good test code. You got really good production with anywhere in the world, and people who like to work in Hong Kong, you can easily go to Taiwan or Shenzhen or even Kunshan to be close to your manufacturing base. And the talents you can hire in Hong Kong are amazing.
Great.
We hire a lot of PhD student engineers from Hong Kong U, and we are looking to hire some more from other universities.
I think it's DJI's founder, Frank Wang, went to UST here. Okay, let's talk a little bit about blocks. I mean, any new apps that have come out in the 6 months that come, and what's it going to retail for?
Yes. So we are going to go to retail for around $500, which is a core plus 4 modules. We are working with a lot of partners on software and hardware. For example, there are some startups, and we met in the previous Global Source event, and now they are making both software and hardware for us. But like the software, we are most looking forward to, and we're putting a lot of effort on is the companion app, and the apps for both the smartwatch and for the companion phone. We are planning to put all the features, including like the status of the phone, including the battery life, including like the status, what kind of apps and what kind of functions feature you have. We also want to the user to be able to track if there are any problems with their smartwatch. We will, as a producer, we will know what kind of issues there are.
Right, you talked about this before, the customer feedback.
Right. And we also want our user to be able to feedback to us what kind of modules they want for the next version. We want our companion app to be a one-stop shop for monitoring our products, for user feedback, for us to monitor the performance of the product and help our user fix any issues they might have. And we want this to be a platform for us to communicate with our user daily. So this is something we are really excited about, because for us, blogs is about the user. It's about the user telling us what they want, and it's about the user making their own decisions. And having this kind of companion app make this communication process much easier, make us be closer to our supporters and buyers.
Fantastic. Okay, that's a Blox modular smartwatch out this September for $500 US. Thanks for joining us, right?
Thank you.